Who is in the mood for some lo-fi? At least I am. I'm going to start off with a soft piano. You can just pick any piano that you like, FL keys would be fine. I will choose this one, the piano here, and then the soft piano. I really like this one, especially for lo-fi. Gonna make this detached, and let's go to the piano roll. I'm going to start off with scale highlighting. So I think the minor scale, the A minor scale, will be a very good one for this. So let's create some simple chord progression right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I like to go down like this. And I had chords, 7th chords or even 9th chords, like jazzy chords, because, well, that's what jazzy chords are. And you get that feeling of lo-fi. Let's look at the difference. I think I like the 9th chord better. So what I do is I skip the light note, which is in scale, and then the next one. This light one I skip, and then the next one. And then I continue. So I have a 7th, and now I have a 9th. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep building like this. And then like this, and like this. And let's see if this fits nicely. And I like when it goes down like this. You can also transpose them 1 octave down. And let's see if this fits better somehow. Well, I liked them better when they were higher up like this. Let's create some variation, Ctrl B to do that. And let's change up the last one, for example. And let's go 1 note here. So we're on the 7th one. And create a 9th chord like here. And let's listen to this chord progression already. Another variation. Okay, and it loops nicely. So I think I'm going to keep this as my chord progression. So what I'm going to do now, from the tools, I'm going to strum this a little bit. So I get this effect. Let's exaggerate this. But just a little bit now. So at the end. And even the velocity a bit. So we get this effect. Because it's like how a human player would play it. And for lo-fi, I'm also going to change the tempo of this. So in here, need to be in the playlist. Oh no, type in value, here it is, 90. Of course, I could also do it while the piano roll was open. I like a value of 90, so something between 60 and 100 will be fine. So 90 is what I'm going for. So we get this dreamy vibe. Okay, back here. Let's rename this. Let's rename this to chords. And let's paste the chords in here. And let's auto rename this one. Or is it once again? I use this a lot, but then still I forget where exactly it is. So these are my chords. And now it's done. Here are my chords. Okay, the bass layer will be very easy. Because I'm only going to need the bottom notes and I put them 1 octave down. Let's create here, second layer for the bass. So in the bass layer right now, let's add flex. Because I want the bass sound from a guitar. So here in all, let's look for the guitar. And I like the jazz guitar in the past. So that's what I'm going to use now. So the jazz guitar. Let's copy the chords over. Copy. And let's paste them here in the sampler. So I have my ghost channels. See, here are my ghost channels. And let's paste them in here. In pattern mode. Okay. Let's bring them 1 octave down, starting from A3. Okay, so I have now my base layer. Let's delete this sampler right here, since I don't need it anymore. Because I still have my chords in here, in this chords pattern, and the bass here, in this bass pattern. And I space this in here, and see if it matches. Too much volume, let's put it down. Sounds a bit funky, let's see in the mixer. Okay, nothing on here yet. Okay. Let's tweak the volume still a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put these on 3 mixer tracks, so Ctrl L to do that one. Here in channel 1. So these are my chords. Let's put some EQ on this. And let's get in a high pass, so we can cut out the lows. Okay, let's now do the same for the bass layer. So let's select this bass layer right here. Okay, in the pattern. In pattern 2. Let's add an EQ here. And going to remove the sub here. And the higher frequencies here also. Going to use this preset. Okay, these are the frequencies I wanted to take up. Later on we will pimp this even more. Okay, let's get some melody going right here. So, a new one. A melody layer. Going to put it here. Later we will arrange these ones. Let's auto-name this one. Let's also auto-name this one. Okay, so we stay organized, right? The melody right here. And let's go here to the chords. Let's copy these chords and the melody. Let's first clone this one. But let's put it on a separate one. Okay, right here. So I still have my chords in here. And now I can build on top of these chords. And here my melody layer. So now I see my ghost channels. And I like to put some melody notes in here. Okay, so I don't like to start them in the beginning because there is my strumming. So I'm going to put them right here. I think I like this piece. And give it some breathing room, so don't fill up the entire thing with notes, right? I think I need to go up here. That's what I feel. Maybe wrong. Maybe like this. Just experimenting. As long as I stay in key, it should work together. And then it's all based on feelings, right? So my snapping here. Switch step. Okay, let's listen from the beginning. Okay, let's keep things very simple. Duplicate them over and get some variety going. Very small tweaks. May sound bad. Well, let's find out. I put them here. Okay, so I need to shift everything over a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Okay, I think this is a reasonable melody, just keeping things very simple. Okay, and there's some variety later on. Okay, let's get some drums going. So my drums layer will be in here. Let's auto-name this after I pasted this one in. And I found some free lo-fi pack on the internet. Now they're everywhere, so look for some different ones and well, you may find something that you really like. Okay, so here are the drums selected. And the pattern. And let's find some clap to match this one. Going to keep this very simple as well, or a snare. I like this one. This too much. No. Let's listen how this sounds. Let's see if this. Okay. Oh, this is very weird in your song, right? So there are other pads. This will work for later on. So let's put this here first. So we have this later. So back to my drums. Maybe some hi-hat will fit in nicely. Hi-hat. Let's look for some cool one. Should I say open hat? No, not what I'm looking for. Well, that might work. No. This is it. Maybe some little swing, so it's not perfect on beat. Okay, and then let's go back to my pad if I find some more cool song rim shots. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so let's put this pattern on a separate mixer track here. So let's put it to the fourth one. And now this is lazy, I should put them all on separate ones and then tweak them individually, but oh well, what can you do? So here on the fourth one. Let's keep the drums more in the background. And of course I need to continue this pattern first. And then the ambience can come in. Whoa, whoa, wait loud. Okay. I like this one. And let's fade it in a bit. Okay, now let's create some build-up effect. Let's make some room here. I want to start out with the chords, but I want to do something special with it. So my chords here, well, I put it on track 1. By the way, did I remove the melody here, the depths? No, I'm going to remove the chords from here. So I don't need duplicate of those. Because I have my chords here, my bass there, melody, solo melody, and drums here. Okay, so with my chords selected right here, they're in pattern 1. Let's do something funky. So there's this free plugin. You can Google this, Origin Vintage plugin from Cymatics Origin. You can look it up. And it can give some lo-fi feeling. Because lo-fi music, well, it has some crackles. And you even have a preset for this. Let's just do this first, and then I can explain it later. Oh, I have this on the master. So, not on the master. See the difference? I need to put it in here. So make sure that I have the one select, not the master. I don't want everything affected by this. Maybe we can really hear the difference. And I even have presets. So back here to factory. There's even a lo-fi preset. But the one that I really like, is here the vinyl. So you hear this cracking. Now this may be a bit too much, so I'm going to put this one down a bit. So I EQ this. And I want to create a build-up from the EQ, so it opens up. And I'm going to do this. So I have this one again selected, somehow I always need to click next to this. So it's slot 3. And then I want this preset. But then I want this to go from left to the right when it opens up. So this knob. Right click, create automation clip for this. And then you will see it will open up the frequencies once I play it. So you have this dreamy vibe when it opens up. Should open this a bit further. Okay, let's put some other effects in here. For the melody. So then I put the melody on number 3. I have to select number 3 right here. And I like to add a little bit of Fruity reverb to that. Okay, and now let's work a bit on the arrangement. So first the chords come in. And then next to the chords, then I want the melody and the bass to come in. And then my drum pattern, let's alternate this one. My drum pattern will start from here. And the ambience will slowly fade in like here. And then the drums come in. So let's continue the chords. These will play throughout. And the bass will also play throughout. And then the melody. But I will play here with the drums a little bit. Let's paste this in like there. But maybe I want to take the drums out again, right here. And then I will copy and paste with Ctrl B these over once again next to this. And let's end on the chords and the bass. And then the pads. Let's reset this fade in. I want throughout my song. Well, let's first duplicate some more of these so I have an easier time. So let's crossfade those into each other. Well, it may suck, may be very bad, but let's listen to this. It should be subtle. We lowered the volume, remember? So something like this might work. And this is our track. So we have the fade-in effect when the frequencies are opened up. The drums are not through the entire song. Sometimes they're taken away. Here the melody comes in, and then the melody goes out. And then everything comes back together, and then it builds off. So we end again with the chords and the bass. We only start with the chords. And this song, well, you can see the length right here. It's not a pretty long song, but it's very basic. Like I said, we're going to create very basic lo-fi. I'm just experimenting with this, and hopefully you had some ideas with this. And let's hit the play button and listen to the song throughout, and we can still make some changes later on. Okay guys, this was my basic song. Now let me know honestly in the comments down below, did you like this format, this unedited style, where you really can see my mistakes? And I didn't cut away, you could see the entire process of my, well, what I came up with. Maybe you learned something from it, and I hope you inspired something, but I want to show you that you can create something very simple and get this lo-fi, well, background study music feel that you were looking for, and you can hopefully get creative with things on your own. These packs, I found them free online, and well, also the plugins here were also used free online. You can find them, and the was the Semantics Origin that I used for the chords. Okay, well, hopefully in my next video. See you then. Bye.